All right, guys. So, welcome to Cars and Vets. This is a new podcast we're doing here at the Whiteout Performance Shop, and I'm gonna kind of just introduce ourselves and what we do, why we're doing this, etc. Let's start with Michael, shall we? Go ahead, Michael.
Right. My name is Michael Joseph. I am a 6-year Army veteran, currently serving in the National Guard with 5 years active duty. I did 2 rotations, one to Poland and one to South Korea. And basically the military, I found my main interest, I guess, in groove for cars through the military, actually at the meets out here in Manhattan by Fort Riley. And that's how I met Lando originally, and then I started working with him at White Owl, and
With me.
yeah.
I never say for me. I always say with me.
Yeah, but if you want to get technical.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I got a 2014 Mustang GT.
What do you have before that? Other than the
projects that I sold.
yeah.
Buy a project, steal a couple.
How many projects did you actually have?
So technically I had 3. I had the Sonoma, which the Sonoma probably would have been the best candidate.
Yeah, it was kind of sick, actually.
It was pretty much there, but I don't know what I was thinking at the time, honestly. I kind of just pulled a couple fuses from it and sold it. Not my proudest moment. But then I got a 350Z that I wanted to LS swap, TH400, kind of make it into like a little street grudge car type deal. And I just kept doing more research, and people were saying that they could not get them to hook no matter what they did. So I sold that, and then got a Fox body, which is gutted LSK member. It's
in the channel.
Yeah, it's on the YouTube channel if you guys want to see it.
Because I ended up buying it from him.
Yeah, and then my motivation or goals in life kind of changed a little bit. I'm more focused on like buying a house now, and not exactly adulting.
General adulting.
He grew up.
Trying to grow up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then I sold the Fox body and the motor and the trans and stuff that I had with it to Lando. And I bought a 2014 Mustang GT with a
13.
No, it's 14.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. My bad.
Yep.
Stand corrected.
It's just it's got a Pro Charger on it, a little bit of a fuel system.
And a really nice motor.
And a really nice motor that I just picked up for it, so.
You'll see videos about that car.
It should kick ass, hopefully.
Yeah, I still haven't even seen this car.
It's right outside, dude.
I guess I just don't pay attention.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's about it for me.
There's only 2 cars outside that I really care about, so.
The Laurel and the Cadillac.
No, the GTR, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fair
So
enough.
how about you, Kenneth?
Well, my name's Kenneth Hay. I am still active duty. I retire after 20 years and about 45 days. I've been a EOD technician for over 18 years. I have 3 combat tours, 1 support tour. I did 2 tours to Iraq. My first one was in 2005, back when it was still the Wild Wild West,
AKA Vietnam.
Yeah, pretty long time ago. You know, back when we were so busy, we would just shoot first and forget to ask questions.
Did you guys have Rip It there?
Oh yeah, I have a terrible experience with Rip It's.
We're gonna have to talk about that in the podcast.
Yeah,
Rip It's is like the main fighting force of all the fucking.
No, I won't drink them.
What's more hardcore, Rip It or Bang?
Oh, I don't know.
Bang's
I'm
pretty
not much
bad.
of an energy drinker.
Oh, we have a good story for a podcast on Bang on that. We're gonna have to touch base on that later on.
But I don't drink Rip It's because, like I said, I had a bad experience. I thought I died because of a Bang, and not from like drinking too many of them because it blew up in my face and I thought I died. Yeah, it's a fun one. But like I said, I've been a bomb tech, so I've done 1 tour there. I went back again in 2009, pretty much all of 2009. Actually got medevaced out of country and about a month and a half shy from 12 months on that one because they thought I had a seizure. I didn't have a seizure. turns out I just have a 7mm mass on my brainstem from getting blown up, probably.
So
so
did
that's
that
cool.
actually cause a seizure then? Were they right?
No,
Or,
no,
okay.
it was not a seizure. It was basically like blood was dripping onto my brainstem, from what they told me. And it's like throwing water on an electrical system. So I just kind of short-circuited. That was pretty fun.
That's kind of gnarly.
And then, as the Army does, I got cleared for duty and went to Afghanistan.
After he cleansed his socks and took some ibuprofen.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Drink some water.
From August of 11 to August of 12, and then I got a 4th deployment to Qatar where I just drank for 9 months. Cool. So as far as my love of cars, man, I got into cars probably when I was 8, when my older brother would tell me, like, oh, what's that car? And I'd be like, oh, it's a Corvette. And be like, no, it's a Mustang. I told you that. So I started learning chassis codes and engine codes so I could show him up and shut him up.
That's why he knows stuff like that so much. Because he'll be
Yeah.
the first one to be like, no, because that X right there means that the differential was swapped from one from Japan that was fine in the hills. And I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah, so I am probably more of a Japanese car guy than I am probably anything else. I've owned two 240s. I also have a 1990 Nissan Laurel with a 1J BBTI swap, CD009 6-speed, full standalone, big turbo, big injectors, all that kind of good stuff that I built pretty much by myself in my garage / storage shed. And then I brought it here to Lando at White Owl to do the wiring and all that stuff because that stuff's confusing and I don't like doing it.
I don't like it doing it either.
Yeah, but we made good power with it.
Too much power.
Yeah, it sounds a little too much power because we may have bent, twisted, and cracked rod number 5.
Maybe.
But we rebuilt that thing in a week. So
To make an event.
yeah, and we did, and
It's a lot of fun.
it's fun. It's a fantastic car. It makes all the right noises.
It does.
'Cause
Not
If
gonna
you've
lie.
got a turbo, especially on a Japanese car, if you don't get a T51 R mod, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, something about a 1J and a 2JC just makes the right noises.
Oh, it's straight 6 sounds.
Yeah.
Straight 6 sounds are where it's at. Like I love V8s and stuff, but straight 6 gives me a little bit of a
LS
freedom
with
chubby.
Yeah, an LS with a big cam and, well,
Big turbo.
a big block
2J.
Chevy makes
I was
pretty
gonna say,
nice noises.
If we're talking V8 sounds,
If you're talking noise, yeah.
Yeah.
And then a 2J with a big turbo spooling up is just
yeah,
unreal.
I think anything that chops.
Like the Supra had.
Yeah, I think anything that chops. So that's why I like my Harley because it's just got that good, beautiful sound, and it's like riding a sofa.
Yeah.
Because I'm fat and old. So
You're getting better. You're exercising like that day you walked in and you couldn't, well, you crawled in.
pretty much, yeah. Leg day.
That's good.
Don't skip leg days, kids.
Yeah. But anyways, and my name is Land Ortega. I'm the owner of White Owl, and I kind of proposed the idea to Kenneth and Michael on starting this podcast, and here we are. So our main focus with this podcast is going to be interviewing veterans that are into cars. You could be a veteran that is just now in the Army and you like cars. You could be a veteran that's been out of the Army since Vietnam, like this guy right here. Like
I've
Kenneth.
never been in Vietnam.
Okay, sure. So,
That's just the Agent Orange taking over your mind.
yeah, so we want to put some focus on trying to make connections between cars and being in the military in general. Right now, we are here in Junction City, Kansas, so we're really, really close to Fort Riley. So, obviously, 90% or more of our customers here in White Owl are military. So we have a lot of exposure to military people, veterans, etc. There's if you buy a house here, there's probably a 80% chance that your neighbor's a veteran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, veteran or active duty, yeah.
Both, actually, 3 of my neighbors, immediate neighbors, are veterans. And the houses that I've rented before, because this one I own, but the ones I rented before, it was the same deal. So we have a lot of exposure to veterans. So we already have a good list of people that we're going to be bringing into the show that are into cars. Because I own the shop, I know a lot of people that are just into cars. And we're going to try to talk a little bit about how did they make the connection between cars and Army, if it was Army first or cars first, or how did it grow, kind of just like Michael was saying, like he got here with the Army and then he started going to the car meets, That's kind of like a thing that you see in a lot of posts.
You're a veteran too.
So I was in the military for 2 contracts, and I did 2 rotations, one to Europe and the other one to Korea. Korea first, then Europe. And then I got out and I started doing my shop thing. So that would be like the veteran that did entrepreneurship kind of deal. And then I was a Bradley mechanic, so that kind of transitioned into being a mechanic here. And I got into tuning and I got into racing my car. And you'll see that in the channel. I'll talk a lot about my car, but basically it's a 2012 Mustang GT that it started as a Whipple car and now is a twin turbo car with a FFRE motor that is actually sitting right there next to Michael. A modular head shop GT 350 Voodoo heads, precision twin 75-76 turbos, power glide car, TRC rear end. I mean, you name it. If you look into our channel, you can find all the information about that car. I talk a lot about that car. If you want information about the car, I think that's also one thing we will talk about in the podcast. A lot of people are kind of secretive with the cars. I don't care. I will share anything you want me to share. From the size of the bolt that I'm using to tuning to, I really don't care. The more information out there, the more the community grows, in my opinion.
And I think that all kind of bleeds into the whole military thing, because there is a direct correlation between the family and the close relationships that you get and that you grow and cultivate in the military, as well as the car community. I mean, whether you're in a foxhole, just trying to get through the rainstorm, out while you're out in the field or in FTX or something like that, or you're wrenching on your car with your buddies, there's a bond that's created, and it's a fantastic dynamic, and it's something that's not really talked about or really explored all that much. So I'd like this channel to be, and this podcast specifically, to be something that somebody can relate to. Even if they're just thinking about getting into cars, because really, I mean, you get into it by just learning the basics. I mean, if you learn the basics of righty tighty, lefty loosey, let's start taking some stuff off.
Yeah, for sure.
And of my car, let's make it better. And I think that this channel can be an encouragement, and it can also grow into learning and feeling comfortable with taking that next step.
Yeah, because we all start somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
That's something I always see online, that that's the whole thing. Like we say, like there's never a wrong question. It doesn't matter. Like we all learn somewhere.
Yeah.
Like the guy that you would see as whatever you're into, in this example, like cars or whatever. The guy that you think is like know-it-all, and the person that you look up to or whatever, that guy started just like you did.
Yeah.
At one point in his life.
Puts his pants on the same way.
Yeah. That guy started looking up a YouTube video on how to install an intake.
Yeah, as of right now, because YouTube's now getting kind of older, right? Now a lot of people have seen it or known for a while. There's videos out there that are 12 years old or some crazy stuff like that, and they're like...
YouTube in itself is essentially a video instruction manual at this point for 90% of stuff car related.
Yeah,
for sure. So anyways, we are, this is our channel.
Yeah.
We're going to start doing this thing, and then we have actually a good list of people that are going to be coming here on the podcast. We actually had a good amount of interest. If you want to be on the podcast, drop a comment below, send me a message on Facebook or Instagram or my White Owl page. You can find me on Facebook as Lando Ortega. You can find me on Instagram under White Owl Performance. You can send me a message there. It'll be pretty easy to find me. Or just drop a comment below. I'll get a hold of you. And if you're local, or we're going to set it up eventually to do video calls. So if we have somebody that wants to definitely be in the channel, we will make that happen for sure. And then, we're going to start doing this. I hope you guys love it as much as we're going to, and see you guys soon.